Wait lang ha. Medyo mahaba-haba yung lesson natin pero ay by 5 PM tapos tayo, I assure you. Okay. Wait lang ha. Paano nga yun? Share. Share screen. Okay. All right. So, are you able to see it? Or you be able to see it? Kita naman? Thumbs up nga kung kita naman. Yung PowerPoint. Kita yung PowerPoint? Okay.
Yes po.
Sige, thank you. Ayan. So yung lesson natin for the afternoon is the art. Ayan, ano ba yung politics of art na tinatawag? So, arts and advocacy. Art as a medium of expression. I-close ko yung camera ko para hindi ganun ka, ka gastos sa data ninyo. Ayan. Art as a medium for expression. Art allows artists to express political and social perspective, offering a canvas for advocacy. It not only reflects complex narratives but also inspires dialogue and awareness. Through powerful imagery and symbolism, artists become agents of change, highlighting issues often ignored. Their works serve as a historical documentation and a means to evoke change. So, sinasabi na yung art is not for aesthetic purpose only, no, to show something beautiful, na hindi lang ganon, but also to inspire dialogue o mapag-usapan yung mga dapat pag-usapan, mahalagang usapin ay mapag-usapan, and of course inspire awareness, no, yung maging gising, mabuksan yung paningin ng mga tao sa lipunan, no, sa pamamagitan ng art. So the imagery is very powerful. People are very into images, into aesthetics, ika nga, into beautiful images. Tayong mga tao ay mahilig tayong tumingin, no? Kaya nga yung mata yung ating pinakamataas na senses, 'di ba? Yung sa mukha natin, yung mata, yung nasa pinaka front, because we base most of our decision making sa paningin natin, sa nakikita natin. Yan. And it is a very through powerful imagery and symbolism, artists become agents of change. So nagkakaroon ng pag-iisip at paghahangad ng pagbabago, no, yung mga tao dahil dun sa nakikita nila. At itong mga artists are using images to somewhat highlight issues that are being ignored, no, open conversations, startled conversations na pwedeng magdala, no, sa tinatawag na pagbabago o kaya pag-unlad. Now, in the global art teams, there are artists spotlight social justice. Artists spotlight social justice by addressing issues like inequality and discrimination. That through painting and sculpture, they challenge societal norms and fight for fairness. Their work influences discourse, driving awareness of injustices in different communities and encouraging societal change through vivid and emotional expression. Diba? So, kaya natin tinatawag na the politics of art is because art can be used for politics. Pag sinabing politika, hindi lamang ito politika na nakasanayan nating politika, yung politics sa Pilipinas, kung sino yung mga namumuno. No, hindi lang 'yun yung tinutukoy ng politics of the art. Ang tinutukoy ng politics in the art is that we always choose, no? Lagi tayong merong options, left and right, o kaya yes or no, o kaya ay lagi tayong may dalawang options, 'di ba? So yung dalawang options natin na 'yon, we always have to choose one. Isa lang palagi yung pwede nating piliin. And through art, through reading visual arts, we can gather information, and those information can be used for decision making. Ayan. So in social justice, artists spotlight social justice by addressing issues like inequality and discrimination. So yung issues ng inequalities and discriminations are being used by the artist as a subject, no, sa kanilang mga sining. In terms of environmental concerns, climate change and environmental degradation are central themes in contemporary art. Artists use their platforms to alert the public about ecological crisis, and art installations and digital projects vividly portray the effects of climate change, urging viewers to consider their personal and collective ecological impacts. So, sa mga makabagong sining, common na yung environmental concern as the subject of their art para magising or kumbaga ay maging aware yung iba pang tao doon sa mga nangyayaring ecological crisis. Also, the migration and identity are explored through art to depict personal and global struggles para yung mga artists ginagamit din yung migration and identity no to as a subject to depict or to show kung ano ba yung nararanasan ng mga tao in the global aspect no sa malawakang aspeto. Now, the artists capture the complexities of displacement, belonging, and cultural identity. Their portrayals foster empathy, offering a perspective crucial to understanding migrant experiences and the human conditions. Okay, patay po yung yung microphone po. Patayin niyo po yan para hindi po kayo yung yun ko, i-mute ko. Okay. Now, in the historical concepts naman, ayan, historical art forms often documented events and social attitude of their time. Frescoes, portraits, and sculptures preserve cultural narratives, providing insight into past eras. Artists like Goya and Rembrandt used art to mirror societal conditions, influencing perception and chronicling historical truths. So, yung ibang artists ginagamit naman yung history no as a subject of their art. Ayan. So, yan may mga sumikat na mga artists dahil sa kanilang pag-portray ng history. Ayan. And may politics din sa history because history tells a story kung paano namuno yung isang tao, paano yung kanyang pamumuno, paano nawala sa pamunuan, ganong konsepto, no? Nagiging subject din yan ng art. Yan. And kung titignan natin ng maigi, art are being dominated or controlled by the kingmakers, no? Or sabihin natin na art as a media, no? Parang isang media, yung sining ay parang media nung panahon na wala pang telebisyon, wala pang radyo, wala pang newspaper, no? Yung painting ang parang media na tinatawag, and somewhat pwede nating sabihin na itong mga media na ito, itong mga painting na ito ay may kinalaman para maipaalam or maipahayag, maipakita doon sa mga tao kung sino ang namumuno o sino ang may kapangyarihan o yung may kakayanan, 'di ba? Kung tingnan natin ng maigi, ang konsepto ng painting, ng mga portrait na tinatawag, sa sobrang mahal ng self-portrait nung unang panahon, no, nung panahon nila ng mga Renaissance period, yung self-portrait napakamahal niyan. So, makikita natin na yung mga hari lamang ang merong self-portrait. 'Di ba? So, somewhat through reading the visual arts, we can see a glimpse of history, and of course yung power na tinatawag kung sino yung nasa kapangyarihan sa lipunan. In the contemporary reflections, modern artists use diverse media to address today's issue just as their predecessors did. They employ digital platforms, installations, and street art to comment on current events. Contemporary works tackle themes such as technology's role in global conflicts, pushing boundaries and encouraging critical dialogue. Artists like Shweta Batad and Veer Munshi exemplify this history. Batad's sculptures call attention to agricultural exploitation, while Munshi's painting focus on unrest in Kashmir. Their art ignites conversation and prompts reflection on significant socio-political concerns in the region. So may gumagamit ng mga artist na gumagamit ng mga painting, no, to focus yung mga issues sa lipunan. Yan, katulad na lamang dito sa Pilipinas, no, ano ba yung pwede nating maging example niyan? Yung sa monumento, no, yung sculpture ng monumento sa may Caloocan, 'di ba? So it tackles about yung kagitingan ng mga Pilipino, no, nung panahon ng digmaan, 'di ba? Ayun, may mga iba pang mga paintings tungkol sa digmaan, kung paanong ginamit o anong istorya ng mga Pilipino, 'di ba, nung panahon ng digmaan. Okay pa ba kayo diyan? Nakikinig pa ba kayo diyan? Baka naman nagsusugal na kayo, nagtutong-it lang kayo diyan ha. Nasa PLB kayo ha. Thumbs up nga kayo diyan. Yan, thank you. Okay. Media and symbolism. So now when we talk about politics, no, we talk about how art are being used as symbolisms, no, how art are used to send imagery that symbolizes important or relevant concepts. So, artists today leverage varied media, yung iba't ibang media, from street art to digital platforms, expanding their reach and impact. These innovations in media allow for spontaneous and interactive art experiences. Audiences engage deeply with pieces affected by their immediacy and accessibility, broadening art's social reach. So, napansin natin yung media ngayon ay hindi na siya pang ano lang, yung sining lang, no? Hindi lang siya pang painting, ganon, kundi even yung digital media na tinatawag natin, yung social media, when you post something in social media, you don't post it on a single social media, no? Hindi lang siya Facebook, kumbaga. When you post something, you have to post it also to Instagram, to the other platform, YouTube, Twitter, and other TikTok, 'di ba? Yung mga platforms na 'yan. So, that's the way of the artist in leveraging the varied media para mas maraming makakita, mas maraming makapanood. Wait lang, bebe. 'Di ba? So, ang ginagawa ng mga artists is nagpo-post sila sa iba't ibang media para mas marami ma-reach. Teka lang. Natawa ako sa baby ko. Wait lang. Alright. So, ayan, no, balik tayo sa sinasabi ko na ano, the artists are leveraging the varied media. So when they post on a social media, hindi lang siya sa isang social media, kundi sa maraming social media para mas maraming makita. Now, in terms of symbolism, ayan, symbolism in art transcends language. Napag-usapan na natin to during the iconography, during the semiotics, 'di ba, na symbolism or symbols, signs and symbols transcends language. Kahit anong lengguwahe ay kayang makaunawa ng mga larawan ng mga simbolismo. Depende pa rin naman sa konteksto na meron sila. So, conveying complex message succinctly, ayan, artists embed metaphors and symbols in their work to communicate intricate social themes. This universal language enhances the potency of art, breaking cultural barriers and sparking compelling discourses. So, yung symbolism gamit ang mga imahe, mga simbolo, ayan, mga mensahe gamit ang mga simbolo ay kahit anong lengguwahe na gamitin mo ay naiintindihan mo, no? At it breaks cultural barriers and also starts compelling discourses o yung mga usapan na mga may saysay na mga usapan. So, yung mga simbolismo, pag naunawaan niya ng tao, pagkakalat nila yan, pag-uusapan nila yan. Yun yung kagandahan sa simbolismo. So, now, artists advocating change and we realize how powerful symbolism is. And now that we know that art is a powerful medium to inspire conversations and start development, there are artists, no? Artists that utilize their platforms to spotlight marginalized communities. Meron pa rin pong marginalized communities sa lipunan natin even in the modern time. May mga walang boses, may mga kawawa, mga biktima lang palagi, no? Na dapat ay mabigyan ng spotlight upang matugunan yung kanilang pangailangan. And now that we are reading visual arts, nagbabasa tayo ng mga visual arts, dapat ay magamit natin yung scening para ma-spotlight, no, mabigyan ng pansin, no, yung mga marginalized communities sa lipunan natin. Ayan, we can also foster dialogue and understanding through art. By vocalizing overlooked narratives, art disrupts the status quo and emphasize social equity. 'Di ba? So, ang ginagawa kasi natin kapag nagsimula tayo ng usapan, gumamit tayo ng sining, no? At para magpasimula ng usapan, nadi-disrupt yung status quo, yung nakasanayan, nadi-disrupt yung nakasanayan. At dapat lagi nating disrupt yung nakasanayan. Kasi minsan yung nakakasanayan, yung norms na tinatawag natin, hindi ganoon kaganda, hindi pangkalahatan, o kaya ay hindi patas para sa lahat. Ganun yung status quo. No, ibig sabihin yung ganun yung nangyayari sa lipunan natin. And somewhat as an educated individual, dahil kayo po, no, tayo po yung mga nakapag-aral, no, tayo yung may kakayanan na mausisa at malaman kung ano yung nararapat, ano yung nararapat, ano yung katanggap-tanggap, ano yung social equity na tinatawag, ano yung patas para sa lipunan. And kapag naramdaman natin o nakakita tayo ng hindi patas, no, sa lipunan natin, dapat isa tayo sa mga nagsasalita or nagpapasimula ng usapan upang matugunan yung problema na yon. Kasi kung hindi tayo, sino? 'Di ba? Yun lang yung tanong, yun yung pangyayari doon eh. Yun yung question doon eh. Kung hindi kayo yung o-open ng magbibigay ng boses at bibigay pansin doon sa mga marginalized, sa mga kawawa o biktima sa lipunan natin, sino, 'di ba? Wala na. Pabayaan na lang natin silang mamatay. Ganun na lang ba gusto natin? 'Di ba hindi? O especially kung halimbawa naman kayo mismo ay galing doon sa marginalized community na 'yon. Kailangan isa kayo doon sa aktibo na magpasimula ng usapin upang marating natin yung pagiging patas, no? Kahit papaano ay maging katanggap-tanggap yung estado nung komunidad na 'yon sa lipunan na kinabibilangan natin. Kasi kung hindi kayo, sino, 'di ba? Kung mag-aasawa lang naman kayo agad-agad pagkatapos ninyo mag-aral, asawa agad kayo, 'di ba? Paano niyo nga maiaahon dun sa kalagayan ng pamilya ninyo yung pamilya ninyo kung landi agad yung uunahin niyo, 'di ba? Hindi dapat ganoon, no? So, we should give voice doon sa mga hindi walang boses, no? Doon sa mga kawawa, 'di ba? Kaya kayo nag-aaral eh, no? Ayan. Yung punto ko lang is that you have to not just check yourselves but check your communities, no, you check the other people's community do sa paligid ninyo, no. Ayan, tandaan niyo na mas tataas yung inyong pangunawa kasi kayo yung may pinag-aralan. Ang katotohanan sa lipunan, kung sino ang may pinag-aralan, yun dapat ang umuunawa, no. Yung walang alam, yun ang inuunawa. Walang alam yun eh, 'di ba? Walang boses yun eh. Tayong may pinag-aralan, tayong mga nag-aaral at makakatapos, tayo dapat yung nagbibigay pansin doon sa mga walang kakayanan, sa mga mahihina. Okay? So we should advocate change as magiging artist na tayo ngayon, o sabihin natin na professional na tayo pag graduate ninyo, magiging professional na kayo. So we should be the one to advocate change. And that change should be development, hindi yung pabagsak, pabulusok, no? Pababa, hindi kundi pagbabago na paunlad. Now, in the art installations impact, ayan, visual storytelling in art is installations captures audience in immersive narrative that highlight pressing issues. Large-scale works provide experiences that engage viewers emotionally, prompting reflection and discourse. These stories powerfully visual, evoke empathy and actions. Large public installations draw attention to social political themes, increasing visibility and engagement. Positioned in accessible locations, they challenge and inspire communities. Such works democratize art, making social-political discourse a part of public space and life. Ang tinutukoy lang natin dito is that we can use art installations no para ano sabag dito, ano ba yung impact ng installations, art installations. Alam niyo sa trabaho ninyo, no, maging marketing managers kayo, art installations can be used for your work, no, to create impact doon sa mga tao. Ayan. At sinasabi ka rito that visual storytelling captures audience in immersive narrative that highlight pressing issues. So, gusto nyo ng immersive narratives, pwede kayong gumamit ng visual storytelling. Yung public installations naman can be used by you, no, by having large public installations that draw attention to socio-political themes. Okay. Collaborative art projects unify artists. Yan, 'di ba? Nakita si Mars, si Bruno Mars, saka si Rosie, 'di ba? Nag-collab. Kayo din, pwede rin kayong makipag-collab doon sa mga artist na katulad ng inyong ang hangarin at naisin at layunin, no? So, unify artists, activists, and communities enhancing impact. These partnerships generate inclusive art platforms fostering innovations and diversity. In the digital realms, such collaborations extend their reach, spreading messages globally and reinforcing collective advocacy. Yan. Art and activism, no? Baka sabihin niyo tinuturuan ko kayo maging mga aktivista, no? Hindi naman. But art can be used for activism. Yan. Pag sinabi natin activism, pag sinabi at activism, hindi naman to yung pagiging galit or laban agad, no? But activism merge art and activism to incite social change using creativity to challenge norms. Pag sinabi nating gusto lang nating i-challenge yung nakasanayan o yung norms, we can call it activism. No, kapag nakita natin na teka, yung normal o yung pangkaraniwan o yung norms ng lipunan ay hindi patas o kaya ay hindi pangkalahatan, ano? O kaya ay hindi para sa nakararami, we can start activism. Ano yung activism? Yung pagsisimula ng social change. That's activism. No, yung pagpapasimula ng pagbabagong panglipunan, that's activism. So, hindi naman yun laging rally, hindi naman ganoon kundi ang rally ay bahagi lamang ng aktivismo. No, no, pagiging aktivista ay pagrarally. Normal lang, may bahagi yun, pero hindi yun yung kabuuan, no? Ang kabuuan ng activism or ng pagiging aktivista ay yung pag-i-incite ng social change, no? Pagka ang pagiging aktivista o yung activism ay magsisimula at magtatapos kapag yung social change ay nakamit na. Okay? So now we can yung change na yon ay nakabase doon sa iyong paniniwala, no? Sa iyong pananaw. Kung sa tingin mo nga ay ang norms o yung normal o yung nakasanayan ay hindi patas, so we should start so, social change, 'di ba? So now in art, in activism, we can use art, no, using creativity to challenge norms. Yan, this blend enhances social awareness, breathing life into causes and movements. Artists drive advocacy through thought-provoking work that resonates emotionally, transcending traditional activism's reach. So, ano na kailangan gawin? Yung thought-provoking work. We can make artworks that are thought-provoking. Ano ibig sabihin ng thought-provoking? Mag-iisip ka. No, gagawa ka ng sining na pupukaw ng isipan ng mga nakakakita. That's activism through art. Activism by intersectional design advocates for equitable societal transformations. It communicates urgent issues in human rights, environment, and justice. Art visceral impact foster empathy, mobilizing communities towards tangible action, bridging awareness and activism. So yan yung sasabing promoting social change. Pag gusto mo ng pagbabago, pwede mong simulan yung pagbabago, no? Sa pamamagitan ng paggawa ng sining na papaisip doon sa mga tao sa kanilang kalagayan o sa kanilang katayuan, no? O kaya ay magpasimula, no, yung tinatawag na empathy para maunawaan yung kalagayan ng iba at maisip naman nila yung iba pa. Kasi ganun yung nangyayari. We lost empathy, yung nawawala yung ating pagiging yung empathy natin kapag hindi natin naiintindihan yung iba o kaya hindi natin nakikita lahat. Wala tayong pakialam sa mga bagay na hindi natin alam. Yun yung katotohanan. So ano kailangan natin gawin? Ipaalam doon sa mga tao yung mga hindi nila nalalaman. Kasi pag nalaman nila yung mga hindi nila alam, 'di ba? Magiging concern na sila doon or malaki yung chance na maging concern na sila doon. Kasi nga kapag di natin alam, pag wala tayong alam, wala tayong pakialam. Wala tayong paki, 'di ba? So we want to mobilize the communities toward tangible actions, yung makatotohanang mga gawa, no? And bridging awareness and activism. Okay pa kayo dyan? Thumbs up nga kayo dyan kung nandyan pa ba kayo. Makatulog na kayo. Iyon. Ayan. Societal and educational impact. Ayan. Art influences societal and educational realms by challenging norms and inspiring innovation. Educational institutions increasingly incorporate art to foster critical thinking and creativity. Kahit sa mga eskwelahan, no, ay ginagamit ang sining para magbukas ng critical na pag-iisip o yung pag-advance ng mag-isip, di ba? Ano yung critical thinking? Yung advance ka mag-isip, di ba? Iniisip mo ano yung maaaring kahinatnan, mangyari, no, ng mga actions na ginagawa o na nangyayari. So kapag advance ka mag-isip, critical ka mag-isip, anong mangyayari? You can influence future societal leaders and advocates. Even yung societal situations, yung sitwasyon ng lipunan na kinabibilangan mo, pwede mo yang mabago or sabihin natin madiktahan dahil sa critical thinking. Ano ba yung mga challenges na nararanasan ng mga artists, no? Artists are often constrained by political and economic pressures affecting their freedom of expression. Totoo yan kahit hindi sa sining, kahit hindi sa painting. No, yung mga artists, mga sabihin nating mga journalists, mga media people, ayan, they are being constrained by political. Yung mga namumuno, no, sila ay ini-stress o kaya tawag dito ay ginugulo, no, nung mga politiko, no, para maapektuhan yung kanilang paggawa ng kanilang gampanin. Economic pressures, yun, iba mababa yung sweldo, mababa yung binabayad, di ba? Problema yan ng mga artists. Dahil di nila alam paano nila gagawin yung kanilang trabaho kung wala naman silang pinansyal, 'di ba? At the end of the day, kaya tayo nagtatrabaho ay para kumita, 'di ba? Para meron tayong itustos sa pang-araw-araw, meron tayong pambili ng pagkain na kakainin natin, 'di ba? So, ngayon, itong same din 'yan sa normal na tao. But artists are really oppressed, no? Are constrained and oppressed by politics and economic pressures. Kapag ka naging ano kayo, makabayan kayo ng mga artist o mga professional. Ayan, minsan talagang problema yung pera at yung politika. May mga pagbabanta pa sa buhay, gano'n yung nangyayari. So navigating these challenges require resilience, adaptability, and strategic alliances, ensuring artists' voices remain heard and of course impactful. Yan. Art and activism table. We have the art form, the purpose, the impact example. You can just read it. Yan. So meron tayo yan, yung art form, the street art. The purpose is political commentary. And yung example niya si Banksy. Yan yung Banksy's work addressing capitalism. In terms of the art movement statistics, street art influences digital art sees a growth with 45% engagement driven by technology's advancement. It allows instantaneous global reach, constantly evolving, providing a fresh platform for artistic expression. While street art remains pivotal, comprising 30% of engaged movement, it reshapes urban landscape with bold social commentary. This accessible medium attracts diverse audiences prompting reflection. Itong street art na ito ay yung mga pagpipinta doon sa street sa kanto, sa mga pader, sa lipu, sa lansangan. Those can be considered as street art. Sa alam niyo 'pag napunta kayo ng BGC, maraming ano dun mga street art sa BGC, 'no. Ang kagandahan kasi ng BGC yung mga pader na bakante nila, nag-ano sila, parang nagpatawag sila doon sa mga ano, street artist para gawing canvas yung mga pader na yon. Dito sa Valenzuela kasi hindi natin wala tayong ganong mapapansin na ganyan. Kasi lahat ng pader dito sa Valenzuela, ang nakalagay, tuloy ang progreso, 'di ba? So, wala, tuloy tayong canvas. 'Yan. So, governmental 'yun no? Hindi naman 'yun street art, hindi naman 'yun social commentary, kundi government commentary 'yun kasi sabi ng gobyerno tuloy ang progreso Ayan, sana nararamdaman natin 'no, yung tuloy na progreso. Ayan. Anyway, public sculptures make up 24% of artistic movements. They serve as a historical reflection and social commentary, providing a lasting impact in communities. These works ensures dialogue endure. Yan. Now, ano bang ginagawa ng artist no to overcome yung mga challenges katulad ng political and economic oppressions, no? Dito po pasok yung role of education. Yung role of education, art educators empower students to tackle limitations through critical thinking. Wait lang Alright, sorry. Ayan. So dito po pasok yung role of education and the role of the educators. No, kami as the art educators, well, sana na-empower kayo, no? Sabi dito, we empower students to tackle the limitations through critical thinking and creative problem solving. Hindi ko kayang maituro sa inyo yung sistema kasi wala naman talagang sistema. But the point is that um, we can use art to inspire social change. And through critical thinking, creative problem solving, no? Kaya nating maresolbahan kung ano man yung problema na kakaharapin natin in the future. So, what we encourage is that every one of you should explore and engage. Meaning, explore the possibilities, all the solutions you can think of, and also all the solutions you can gather through engagement. Makipag-usap kayo na makipag-usap. Because on our own, we can do nothing. No? Wala tayong kayang gawin kapag mag-isa tayo. But if we inspire change to other people at sila rin maghangad ng katulad ng nga rin na meron tayo, no, um we can change our society to something that is beneficial for many, no, or for everyone. So you are the hope of the nation, no? Sabi nga ni Rizal, kayo yung pag-asa ng bayan. Paano kayo magiging pag-asa ng bayan kung wala kayong ginawa kundi mag-ML ng mag-ML, 'di ba? Paano kayo magiging pag-asa ng bayan kung dapat nag-aaral kayo, pinababayaan niyo naman, 'di ba? So, 'wag niyo pabayaan yung pag-aaral ninyo kasi lahat nung lahat nung ginagawa sa eskwelahan, ayan, for sure may magagamit kayo diyan, no? Mas mabuting nasa eskwelahan kayo kaysa nasa lansangan kayo. 'Yun. So, kapag kailan ba tayo magiging malaya? Magiging malaya lang tayo kapag kailan nga ba tayo magiging malaya? Magiging malaya lang tayo kapag siguro ay nabili natin lahat ng gusto natin. Ganun ba yung kalayaan na meron tayo? Nga 'no, ano kayang tanong, anong sagot dun 'no? Kailan nga ba tayo magiging lubusang malaya? Anyway, um, for the sake of the topic na art, politics and art, the main purpose of the main point in today's lesson is that there's politics in art. In everything that we do, there always politics. Laging meron tayong kinakaharap na options, and we should choose either of those options. No? But isa lang. Pwede mong pagpilian alinman, pero isa lang yung kailangan mong piliin. And the subject reading visual art is a subject that teaches you to understand the power of art as a source of information. So the more information you have, the better decision you can make. Yun. So yung politics na naranasan natin, yung selection na ginagawa natin every moment, it will be better if we gain skill, no, in reading visual arts, in reading or understanding the symbolisms, gathering the information from an artwork, from the media that we experience araw-araw, kada minuto. Sa tuwing tayo haharap sa mga cellphone natin, we always experience different art forms. But every time we see an art form, we can get information. So, anong isa pang maganda ron? If we get information, we can become smarter and smarter if we just able to get the information doon sa nakikita natin. Okay, so keep on reading, keep on looking visual arts, keep on understanding the symbolism, kasama yan sa buhay. We need to do that in order for us to derive to a better or the best decision we can make. So artists develop innovative strategies to maneuver through restrictions such as self-funding and crowdfunding, collaborative network provide substantial support and create new opportunities. Itong mga sinasabi ko na to, you can also do this, no? Pagka kayo ay nasa panahon na o pagkakataon na kailangan ninyo ng tulong ng iba, no? You can do collaborative network. So, resilience is built through continuous adaptation, ensuring creativity thrives despite constraints. At the last slide, ayan, art remains a formidable force for change. Wala tayong ibang magagamit para sa pagbabago kundi sining. Kasi yun yung pinakaunang gamit na pwede natin magamit, yung sining. Art transcending boundaries and fostering dialogue, empowering individuals and communities. It pushes society towards progress. As viewers and creators, the call to action is to support and engage the activism, inspiring transformative change and reinforcing the importance of art in political and social discourse. Okay? So, ayun. I hope you learned something this afternoon. I'll stop the recording